What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And in today's episode, looks like we've got a pretty interesting one on our hands. This is SCP-1449, Dreamtail Whale Shark. So not that much you can infer from it. It looks pretty cool. Whale shark, Dreamtime, I have no idea, is going to be singing lullabies to other animals, who knows, but we'll find out today. So with that being said, if you guys are excited for this reaction, remember smash that like button, smash the sub button, and hit that bell so you can stay plugged for each and every upload on the channel. So without any further ado, I'm not wasting any more time, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-1449, Dreamtail Whale Shark. Let's go.
Imagine this. You're a researcher with an interest in and an aptitude for marine biology. Over the years, your work has taken you far and wide, to the furthest corners of the Earth's oceans. You've observed countless species of sea life, from fish and crustaceans to whales and sharks, predators and prey alike.
One bite.
During one of your travels, you find yourself off the coast of South Africa, monitoring the local population of sea creatures. Looking out across the water, you see a large, dark shape moving below the surface. There is a shadow streaking its way towards your vessel, dark as night, speeding like a torpedo. You rush across the deck, leaning...
Whales are that fast? Bro, if they're talking about the whale, hey, like a torpedo? A fast-ass whale.
Over the port side as the shape swims beneath your boat. You're certain you know what it was. After all your years studying the world beneath the waves, you know a whale shark when you see one. The largest known species of fish still in existence, the whale shark is a filter feeder, consisting on a diet of plankton and other tiny aquatic organisms. A whale shark poses absolutely no threat to humans, or rather any whale shark other than this one wouldn't pose a threat. But how could you know that? Scanning the water, you strain your eyes, trying to spot what you assumed was an ordinary whale shark swimming below. But there is nothing, no sign of it anywhere. Sighing, you think you might have missed your chance to see one in the wild. Perhaps it changed direction, instead of swimming under the boat, you tell yourself. The ship turns and starts making its way back towards the small harbor, leaving you blissfully unaware that there's an extra passenger on board.
Wait, it's on board? On the ship? How do you not feel that weight if it's on board, bro? Like, what?
As you disembark, you notice something on the side of the boat. Emblazoned on the hull is a motif of a familiar shape. A whale shark, depicted entirely in painted dots.
Whoa.
You stare at it for a moment, intrigued by the pattern. It reminds you of a piece you once saw, an Aboriginal Australian style of dot art. You're a little taken aback by the coincidence, having briefly spotted a whale shark while out at sea earlier, blissfully unaware that this painting marks your first encounter with SCP-1449, known more colloquially as the Dreamtime Whale Shark. In fact, you're so amused by seeing the whale shark earlier, only to find one painted here on the boat, that it distracts you. You don't realize that the whale shark painting hadn't been on the side of the boat when you'd shipped out. Instead, you pay the crew and thank the captain for letting you hire the vessel for your research and then head off. By the time you make it back to the nearby town and settle down in after a long day on the water,
that was excessive.
The painting of the whale shark has already slipped from your mind. But as you begin drifting off and everything goes dark, you're about to find out that your encounter with the Dreamtime whale shark is only just beginning.
So it's just going to show up in his dreams?
You've never been a heavy sleeper and rarely remember your dreams. Any that you might have seem to pass out of your head the moment you wake up, or are too faint for you to acknowledge while you're sleeping. But tonight is different. Tonight you're dreaming vividly. In this dream, water surrounds you, like it has your whole career. But this time, you're underneath the surface, adrift in an empty ocean. Nothing around you but endless blank sea. You feel something in your hand. Something smooth and moving gently like organic matter.
The whale shark?
Alive. You find yourself gripping the tail of a whale shark, and somehow, as is often the way with dreams, you know that this is the same whale shark from earlier that day.
Okay, so if you know it's the same whale shark from earlier, then you must know you're in a dream. So is he just lucid dreaming? And if you guys don't know what lucid dreaming is, it's basically when you're aware that you're in a dream and you can do whatever you want in the dream. Compared to you having a dream and you thinking that's real until you wake up and then you're like, oh, it's not real. It was just a dream. So if he's aware that that was the whale shark from earlier, it alludes to him knowing that this is a dream because there's no way this could actually happen. But we'll find out.
The one that swam up to your boat and ended up sticking on the side of it as a dot art painting. SCP-1449 has this latent ability. While it normally appears as a flat two-dimensional piece of Aboriginal Australian dot art, the Dreamtime whale shark can shift whenever it is underwater. It still appears as a collection of painted dots in this unmistakable shape of a whale shark, but in an aquatic environment, it becomes three-dimensional, and that's what you'd seen swimming towards the boat, not just a whale shark, but SCP-1449.
Okay, that makes sense. So it was a tattoo on the ship basically because it was off the water. There was no water for it to be an actual whale. So that makes sense. It needs water to be, an actual whale shark. If not, I wonder if it will be on anything else. If, like, say they take it out of water, like say they capture the whale shark and they have it in a net and they swing the net over on land. What will happen to it? Because there's no way they could have like the artwork of the whale on a net. Maybe they could, but I don't know. That would be just unique to see.
Within your dream, you release the Dreamtime whale shark's tail and begin to float upwards. Breaking the surface of the water, you breathe lungfuls of fresh air. The first thing you see is land, and it's close by, close enough for you to swim to shore. Paddling through the water, you reach an island, one in a chain of small landmasses, tiny continents in a shallow, unfamiliar ocean. You look back to the water, but can find no sign of SCP-1449. The Dreamtime whale shark has brought you here, and left you on this island, but you can only speculate as to why. There must be a reason, you insist to yourself.
Yeah.
The dreamscape around you, it would seem, is either the creation of SCP-1449, or at the very least a side effect of falling asleep close by to where you saw the Dreamtime whale shark in its painted form. Whatever this place is, there must be some way to uncover an answer. It stands to reason, you think, that if you can understand what's going on, then perhaps therein lies the key to escaping this dream and waking up back in reality. The small island you find yourself on, and the others nearby, are inhabited by strange life forms. As you walk across the shore, sand clinging to your wet feet, you approach what you thought at a distance to be a group of other people. Instead, you see a group of peculiar beings.
Aliens?
They are not quite human, but they are definitely close. The closer you walk, you notice these strange humanoid shapes huddle tighter together, their backs to you. When you try to call out to them, asking where you are or how you might return to reality, they bustle away.
Okay, so I think this is not even his dream, really. I feel like this dream shark is some way somehow invading the dream of the user that's affiliated with SCP, and then hijacking the dream and making it their own, reality in the dream. Because usually when it's a dream, you control certain environments if you're aware about it. Compared to when you see regular people, you see faces that you've seen in real life. You can't make up a fake face in a dream. It doesn't work like that. It comes from your memories. So since he doesn't know what these people are looking like, and it looks kind of weird, and they look like aliens, I doubt this dude ever seen an alien before. So it makes sense that the whale is some way somehow controlling, or this is his dream and he's just like the guest compared to him being in his own dream. That's just my assumption.
The wind carries the sound of their chatter towards you, and you're certain you hear them call you another one, just another traveler from afar.
Traveler, literally what I just said. Honestly, I guess in another person's dream, or the whales in this animation.
Lost in this dream environment is that there are others like it. Pocket worlds like this one, similar but different, currently being experienced by any others asleep near SCP-1449.
You have to be near it.
As you ponder what to do on the beach, the captain of the boat you hired is on a different version of the same island.
Wow.
Watching a herd of multiple 2,000-kilo platypi being shepherded by 6 tattooed 3-meter-tall humanoid figures. Meanwhile, his first mate is in another version of this dream world, learning how to hunt under the tutelage of a man called Gray the Rabbit Hunter. Each version of SCP-1449's dreamscape have separate continuities to each other. They are differing copies of the same chain of islands, with the same inhabitants, but each visited by a different traveler from afar in their sleep.
Wow.
Much like a lucid dream, visitors to the Dreamtime whale shark's worlds can interact with them.
Okay, I'm literally on it with this animation, like straight up, because it is making sense. It would be some kind of lucid dream for it to be that vivid and real for him to realize certain things outside of a dream, like the whale shark. those are little things you could just pay attention to.
And altering events in the continuity they find themselves in. Deciding to leave the beach, you elect to make your way towards higher ground to try to get a wider scope of your surroundings. Fortunately, there is a towering mountainous shape nearby, standing like dark serrated teeth against the clear horizon. You begin your dangerous trek, ascending your way up these dead, jagged hills. You're still unclear on how you got here or how to escape, but you will yourself to keep climbing, knowing there must be some way to wake up from this bizarre dream. Finally reaching level ground.
And that's another confirmation that he knows that he's in a dream. Because if it wasn't a lucid dream, he wouldn't even be thinking it's a dream. He'll be thinking this is actually real until he wakes up.
You take a moment to catch your breath, collecting your thoughts before advancing any further. You turn, gazing out over the landscape spreading out below and all around you. The island is small enough you can see the shore where you arrived, and the ocean flanking this landmass on all sides. In this short moment, you appreciate the beauty of this bizarre dream world for the first
What's
time.
the purpose of
The
this,
trees sway in the gentle breeze, moving like the calm rolling of waves in the water beyond, both glistening with the warm light of the sun. While it is still true that you have no idea how or why SCP-1449 brought you here, or how to leave, you think to yourself that at least this dream environment isn't a hostile one. Not that you'd want to be stranded there forever, but there are certainly far more unforgiving places one can dream.
Is that a SCP sandwich? And this is guy, like, is he in a pot? Like, is he boiling this human to make a soup? What the heck?
About. A grim thought suddenly dawns on you. How long have you been here? Does time pass differently in this world to the one you're still
that'll be
sleeping?
interesting.
The sound shakes your thoughts back to your current here and now. It was a voice. You're sure of it. A voice calling out, but not to you. Traversing the dead, jagged hills, you see a figure. A person from the real world like you, not one of the local humanoids. They don't see you. They're calling out to someone in a ramshackle hut cobbled together from pieces of wood and other scraps. On the arm of the figure's dark military-like uniform is a symbol, and you can just make out 3 distinct letters. S.C.
Dang, it looks like he's been there for a minute,
A wooden
too.
plank that functioned as the door creaked open, revealing a second figure. The man looks disheveled, his worn clothing patched with scraps of leather and sharp skin, making him look as cobbled together as his makeshift hut, like he was an extension of the small structure. You watch as the man talks to the agent, overhearing his words. Don't say anything. If you say anything, I lose my mind. You could say anything and something horrible happens, the strange man warns, talking too quickly for the Foundation agent to reply. You're a dreamer, like me. My name is Nikolai. I am the shipseer of the Dunham and the Brotherhood of Selechostik Budnik Skombin.
What? I hope he explains that.
The man Nikolai, he called himself, seemed distressed, tripping over his words, disagreeing with himself until he starts trailing off into swearing obscenities. I'm not Nikolai, he shouts. I am Agent John, before stumbling and cursing again.
So it was an
I'm
agent.
sorry, I can't keep the memory straight. Being this lucid for this long hurts. The dreaming fills in all the gaps. Things have always been even as they are brought into being. I've been on this cliff since the beginning of time, just like how this place has always been here. The dream was torn away by the deaths of gods before time began, but I watched it happen 5 years ago. Are you following? I can
What? Let's rewind this. This is
My
insane.
world is stumbling and cursing again. I'm sorry. I can't keep the memory straight. Being this lucid for this long hurts. The dreaming fills in all the gaps. Things have always been even as they are brought into being.
So the dreaming is filling in all the gaps of him being in this lucid dream, because obviously your mind can't take being in a lucid dream that long. And I guess like he can't even get out of it, or he doesn't know how to escape. Wow, that is interesting. Hold on.
I've been on this cliff since the beginning of time, just like how this place has always been here. The dream was torn away by the deaths of gods before time began, but I watched it happen 5 years ago. Are you following?
The dream was torn away by the deaths of the gods before time began, but I watched it happen 5 years ago. What the heck? So he's been in a dream for 5 years? What? Oh my god.
I can barely tell the dream and reality apart anymore. My world has always been the way it is, and we made it like that. We hurt the dreaming. The shark, that's how we see it. We heard it, killed it in our world, and the Dreamtime poured out like it spilled blood, and we made this big scar here, and things are wrong. Fish walk and ghosts haunt the stones, and women give birth to plastic children, and the
What? Okay, so they actually killed it in their own reality. They killed the whale shark, and now they're probably trapped. Maybe the other dude has hope because he didn't kill the whale shark. What? Yo, I need to hear this one more time. This is pretty crazy.
The shark, that's how we see it. We heard it, killed it in our world, and the Dreamtime poured out like it spilled blood, and we made this big scar here, and things are wrong. Fish walk and ghosts haunt the stones, and women give birth to plastic children, and the leech fields stretch out forever in the seas of human blood, and the center eats cocaine and caviar out of panda skull bowls on the crushed backs of opal mares in acres of broken glass.
What?
And it has always been like this. Don't do it. Don't do it again. You're already racing back down to the dead jacket
Oh my
handles.
god.
The sight of the deranged Nikolai burned into your mind.
But he's not even Nikolai, though.
A man reduced to a babbling lunatic, cast away and left alone in this strange dreamscape that SCP-1449 brought you to. But Nikolai is more than that. More than just someone driven mad by his isolation. He is a grim prophecy of what will become of you, unless you can find a way to leave the Dreamtime whale shark's world.
Oh, so everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter how you get in this dream. You could kill it or just be around it. If you're in there, you have to find a way to get out. If you don't, then you're trapped forever. Supposedly. What?
Already back on the beach, you drop down, kneeling in the wet sand as the tide washes over your knees. The how or why of SCP-1449 bringing you into this dream isn't important. All that matters to you is avoiding ending up like Nikolai. Whatever it takes, you know one thing above all else. You need to wake up. But whether you actually ever will is another question entirely. Now check out SCP-343
Dang.
to wake up. But whether you actually ever will is another question entirely.
So you could be trapped forever in your own mind. Wow, bro. This SCP seems pretty nonchalant, like a normal casual SCP swimming around. But this is deadly. You could have no idea. Honestly, like no idea. You could just sleep next to this whale shark and then you're dreaming and then you're trapped in a dream, like forever. If you don't find a way out. And they didn't even talk about like if there is a way out. Bro, this was a crazy SCP to react to, you guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, let me know what you guys thought about this SCP and how it is and how it operates. This is such a unique one. I don't think I reacted to anyone just like this one before. So this is cool. If you guys enjoyed it, smash that like button as well too, and hit that bell so you can stay plugged for each and every upload. And unfortunately, that concludes today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one.